Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Today is Tuesday, June 11th, 2024. So far, it looks like it's been a quiet start to the season. Welcome back. Today, we're bringing you the latest update from what we're currently looking at here with the tropics for the 11th day of June, 2024. It's been a very quiet and even unexpectedly quiet start to the season, given that we are expecting it to be a very active hurricane season this year. However, does that mean we're out of the woods yet? Not quite. Let's dive in and let me further explain. So, take a look at the tropical season. Has not quite kicked into gear as we had anticipated. In fact, it's been so slow, you could even say that we've even enjoyed a several day hiatus without any really tropical weather updates. But don't let that calm fool you. There are some rumblings in the Central America that have caught our attention, including some off the coast of Florida. So, this is the area of interest that we want to talk about. Now, we are looking at a storm in the Gulf of Mexico that is making its way into Florida right now. Lots of flooding with this is occurring, as you can see. The little area spin right there underneath the clouds, very, very heavily sheared. So sheared that we do have an exposed area, a little bit of exposed area of circulation as moving off to the northeast. This is not supposed to become a storm before it makes landfall or even a depression or anything like that. However, as this storm moves over Florida, it's going to drop a lot of heavy rain. 10 to 15 inches of rain is possible, especially areas south of Tampa, Florida. Majority areas will see upwards of 6 to 10 inches of rain. I believe it's going to be kind of what we're generally looking at with the system. So, now, here's what the Storm Prediction Center is showing with this right here. I really mainly want to look at Florida, South Florida. So as you can see, it is a slight risk of flooding. As you can see here, there's a slight risk. So there's about 50% chance of flooding as possible with this system. So as this moves over southern Florida, there'll be lots of heavy rain. Flooding is going to be the biggest threat. We don't have to deal with, tropical storm force winds. Maybe 20, 30 mile an hour wind gusts are possible. But we don't really need to worry about hurricane force winds or anything of that matter. Thankfully. So that's what we're looking at there into the Atlantic. We also have some stuff going on in the East Pacific that we also want to talk about. So I'm also going to go to the National Hurricane Center and talk a little bit about what we have going on over there. So this is this system, as you can see. There is 10% chance in the next 48 hours, 20% over the next 7 days. So there it is, producing a lot of cloudiness and thunderstorms over southern Florida and the southwest Atlantic. It has been acknowledged to be AL90 as an area of investigation. That is an area of low pressure of the eastern Gulf of Mexico. So again, biggest threat is going to be those heavy amounts of rain amounts. It is going to be very slow development due to the very generally unfavorable conditions. However, regardless of the development, heavy rainfall is currently and already ongoing and is expected to continue over portions of Florida during the next several days. So in the next 48 hours, 10%, the next 5 days, 20%. Now if we go over here in the East Pacific, there is a small chance, again 0% in the next 48 hours, 20% next 7 days. Offshore of southern Mexico and Central America, a broad area of low pressure could form over the next several days, a couple hundred miles off the coast of southern Mexico. Some slow development of this system is possible during the weekend into early next week, while this is meanders near the coast of southern Mexico and Guatemala. For the next 48 hours, 0% over the next 7 days, 20%. That's really what we're looking at there. I do want to look a little bit at the radar and talk a little bit about the flooding potentials for this. So looking at here, just want to look at the Western Atlantic so we can kind of have an idea for both systems. So this system, as you can see, it just continues and pulls moisture over here. You got high pressure over here. And then there's a trough up here which is kind of pulling this moisture into Florida. But again, there's this system down here developing over the next several days. Actually becomes relatively much more well developed than this other system there in the Atlantic. He does try to develop lots of heavy rain again near Guatemala, Honduras, and Mexico. Does try to develop into the Gulf of Mexico, but it quickly gets squashed out because of this high pressure. Also, potentially another system here. But again, right now, that's really too far in the future. Again, look at this. This is over 300 hours. We don't really look at anything only 120 hours out. So again, this could be a sign that we could have some more tropical developments going on here over the next several weeks. So certainly something we have to monitor, especially that one there developing in the East Pacific. Expected to bring a lot of heavy rain and some flooding. It's certainly possible. Again, a majority of the models really aren't showing anything too concerning or anything. GFS just shows this. As you can see, just by looking at the forecast models, you can see this is heavily sheared. Probably some dry air on the west side. And putting on a lot of that moisture in Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama. Right through there. But it looks like it's a quick moving system. And then just this other system just sort of pops up out of here. So we'll have to watch all these systems and where they all go, what all kind of happens with these systems. And we're just going to continue to update y'all. Right now, the biggest concern that we have is going to be with the one here in the North Atlantic right here. As this one is going to be bringing direct impacts like heavy rain and flooding to areas of Florida. South of Tampa mainly. Miami is also going to be seeing some of those heavy rains. So, I mean, really, that was really going to be a reminder to just stay informed with these systems as we continue to watch and monitor where all these systems are going and continue to give you all updates on the system. So again, this is currently what we're looking at. I do want to also take a look at the radar and give a current update on the situation here going on in Florida. Of course, it's going to pull up over here. Boom, perfect. So, looking here in Florida, there's a trough. Again, there's a boundary, there's a trough. Here's the area of low pressure right here. Taking a look here, Florida, St. Petersburg area. Lots of heavy rain moving in that area right now. Let's just start at just 50 frames. As you can see, lots of heavy rain moving into, you can see Naples down there, Cape Coral, Punta Gorda, quite a bit of moderate to heavy rain. Really, Naples is really getting the majority of it. Naples and Tampa are both getting a lot of the heavy rain right now. You can kind of see where the center circulation is at right here with this area of low pressure, right in this area. So you can kind of see where the rotation is with this system, but again, it's being sheared, it's kind of falling apart. So again, the biggest threat with this is, again, is going to remain those heavy pockets of rain, even up here north of St. Petersburg and Tampa area. Lots of heavy rain moving in that area. So this is kind of this is going to be the situation that we're going to see with Florida over the next several days. So that's really going to wrap it up. I kind of want to end it off there, not too short, but also want to give that update that already watching me, still here, still going at it. So that wraps up today's tropical weather update. Stay tuned for more tropical weather updates and reminders. Also, feel free to become a supporter. All the links will be in the description below. That's going to wrap it up today. Thank you so much for watching. As always, this is the Hurricane Watching, your source for cyclone information. As always, take care. Peace out.